Yo, what's up everybody? Andrew Mahone here with Darian's Pokemon. Gonna be playing a game on PTCGO today, and I'm trying out an old favorite, Decidueye Zoroark. I don't know exactly how Decidueye decks are going to shape up in the current metagame. I have not played them in a little while, but I think the decks do have potential. I think I heard there was maybe a Kreckler brother or something like that finished in the top 16 of the Charlotte Regional Championships with the Decidueye deck. I think it was like his Decidueye Hoopa stall deck, so pretty cool. I think the idea of the deck is to use Hoopa as a means to prevent your opponent from attacking, and then while you ramp up damage with your Decidueye. I think the deck has some potential in the right metagame, of course. I mean, it's not always going to be the right play, but if there are a few things absent from the metagame, like say if, this is going to be kind of a tough matchup. This is a shoo-in if we play the Giratina promo, but if we don't, then Greninja is actually kind of a tough matchup because we don't play a lot of grass energies. We have to get a quick Decidueye going, or else we can easily get overwhelmed as soon as they start to Shadow Stitch. That is just bad for us. So we'll see how this goes. I would like a Rowlet or a Bridget, but it looks like we're not getting those things, so we'll just have to hope for the best. But I think if the format is devoid of Parallel City, if there aren't that many Parallel Cities being played, if there aren't that many Garbodors being played, then maybe Decidueye is in a place where it can make a comeback. The deck does fare pretty well against the standard fare. Let's take a look at our deck real quick. See what we got. Got some Zoroarks, got some Decidueyes. Yep, pretty standard stuff. I think the deck does fare pretty well in a metagame where your opponent isn't stopping your abilities too much. In a Zoroark metagame, you do pretty well. That was a nice little rip there, but we don't have any supporter follow-up for next turn, so that is not good. I think I just want to go in with the Latios actually and just break through here and then just start just continues just hitting into my opponent, just hoping that maybe I can knock out something on my opponent's side of the field or soften everything up. I mean, ideally, you want to go for the turn 2 Razor Leaf, so I guess like maybe I should have just committed the grass there, even though I don't have any cards in my opening hand. But that, I don't know. I guess I was hoping that maybe my opponent did not get the Starmie there on their Staryu, and that maybe I could take a cheap knockout on that. Would certainly make things a little bit easier for me, but they do end me here, so that is good. I'm really going to be beating myself up if we do not get the, we do actually, so I would have had a turn 2 Razor Leaf, which would have been amazing here in this situation. But I am actually still going to take a knockout, since I am going to be able to Feather Arrow this Frogadier here and then break through again. You can see that I'm playing a copy of this Latios. I think that the Latios is generally really good. Oh, and we didn't prize a Frogadier. Oh, goody. That's just fantastic. Why not? Okay, so I have Rare Candy and the cards to get a Decidueye, so let's just go ahead and do that. I'm going to get rid of, it doesn't really matter what I get rid of because I'm going to end up Sycamoring it all anyway. So let's just go get a Decidueye here, and we'll Rare Candy our Rowlet into Decidueye, attach the DC probably to my Decidueye here, and then just Sycamore. Unfortunately, we're getting rid of some resources here, but we got to do what we got to do. So let's Sycamore, continue to set up. We will... Oh, this is another weird hand, but that's fine. We can actually just trade into some cards that we need here. So let's Ultra Ball while we have our abilities for, one turn. So let's Ultra Ball away the Bridget and the Field Blower, I guess. And let's go get ourselves a Zoroark here. And I think we're trading away that Decidueye. We do play ourselves a Rescue Stretcher, so that is an option to get the Pokemon back out of our deck. Get a draw of 2. We've got a Evo Soda, which we can use next turn, and another Zorua. I have to Feather Arrow the active Frogadier, and then I think we just have to break through and hit into that Starmie again. and just hope that eventually we can knock out the Starmie. I guess that's just what we got to do. Eventually we are going, that's good too, to have a Rowlet. Eventually we are going to be able to Razor Leaf here, so that's really good. I'm expecting an incoming Shadow Stitch though, which is really bad for me. Just having those abilities get stopped is really rough. My opponent is getting like the all-star setup over here on the Greninja side, and my abilities are just going to be stopped in their tracks. So I'm feeling like this is a little bit of a sketchy matchup. I mean, I've always known it to be a sketchy matchup. You would think that the grass typing like really does it for you here, but it actually just does not. My opponent's playing a little bit of an interesting Greninja list. I see a rare candy here. That's not played in every Greninja list that I see, so pretty cool stuff. They do get an Ultra Ball, nice secret rare Ultra Ball there. They drop down, so you know they're going to be getting the Greninja this turn. Fortunately for me, I can knock this Greninja out if I want to. And if this is the only Greninja that my opponent gets into play, then I have an option to just knock it out, and then my opponent is not going to be getting a Greninja Break into play next turn. But I suspect that maybe by the Space Beacon that they might, maybe they have like an Ultra Ball or something. Maybe they just had to do it. No, they do not have another Greninja, so that is great news for me because I could just slap these guys down here, and I'm just going to knock this thing out. I mean, I could knock out the Starmie, but I think I have to just go in with my Decidueye here and just do what I can. So I think I have to do that. I can Evo Soda, but I think I want to save Evo Soda for my Rowlet next turn, so I'm going to do that. I don't necessarily want to throw down too many more. Maybe just the Rowlet again. Yeah, I think that makes the most sense. And then let's just go ahead and Razor Leaf, knock this Greninja out. And now my opponent is kind of on the back foot. If they don't play Enhanced Hammer or anything like that, they are going to be in a tough spot. But even if they do play Enhanced Hammer, I'm kind of just rolling through right now. I got another double colorless in my hand, fortunately. No, I'm not drawing any cards, but they are seeing the power of that Razor Leaf very, very much so right now. They are definitely having to deal with that. So some bad things could happen. I could get Enhanced Hammered, and then my opponent could go, Shadow Stitching again. Oh, I could get Tapu Finnied. That is rough, but if they do Tapu Fini, I don't really care because that means that they are not using Shadow Stitching, which means that I get another turn of abilities. I also have a GX on their side of the field that I am going to be able to knock out. So that is really good for me too. Now this is definitely unfortunate, but I am going to promote my Latios. I'm going to take a knockout on that Starmie, which makes it harder for my opponent to get the energy they need into play by taking that out. So let's see what we can do here. I'm going to end up probably using Evo Soda onto I guess probably my other Zoroark, just to get both Zoroarks into play so that I can trade as much as possible. That is good. And then I think I want to Ultra Ball maybe Zorua and Coco away for a, let's do that. Let's Ultra Ball these away here. And let's go get ourselves a Dartrix. I'm fine with that too. And I could get a Lele, and I could just play a supporter. That actually seems really good. Yeah, let's get a Lele here. And let's do that. And then I could Lele for a support. I could Lele for a Mallow to guarantee myself a Decidueye out into play. That would be pretty good. So I think I just want to draw more cards though, have some more options. And then I think I'll probably end up getting myself a Decidueye if I just Sycamore for a lot of cards. And then trade twice. Like, I don't imagine that I whiff it, but I mean, hey, who knows? I think that probably makes the most sense. So let's just get that Sycamore there. And then I'm going to attach the DCE and Sycamore into a brand new hand of 7 cards. And then I get 2 trades. So you see, I do have myself 1 Decidueye here. That is really good. And I think I'm going to trade away one of my Rowlets. So let's start by doing that. Let's trade Rowlet away, get 2 more cards. I do have Rare Candy Decidueye. I actually have double Decidueye, so that's pretty rad. But, and that actually is great because then I'm going to be able to knock out something on my opponent's side of the field too. I could knock out their Frogadier on the bench, actually double Feather Arrow. That would be like pretty savage if I did. I actually don't have... Ooh, I just have the one Decidueye. I don't have the second one yet. But I do have another trade available to me. So let's maybe Ultra Ball away. I was a little ahead of myself. I have one Decidueye. Let's see. I need another Rare Candy. The odds of getting that are pretty small here. So I think I'm just going to trade an N and see how that works out for me. Nope, we did not get it. So that's fine. I will just Ultra Ball probably for a... Oh, this is a tough call. I think I want to get rid of the Guzma. That probably... Actually, if I keep bringing up the Tapu Fini, that could be really good. So I think I'm going to get rid of these here. Like, I'm probably not going to have to worry about ending my opponent too much, at least right now. And, yeah, that's cool. So let's do that, because Guzma the Fini will be really good, especially if I take out the Starmie this turn, which I plan on doing. And then I think I just Feather Arrow something. Oh, none of these really feel like great options to Feather Arrow. I think I'm going to Feather Arrow probably the Frogadier. That seems to make the most sense. And then let's just break through and knock out the Starmie. Next turn, I want to probably bring up the Tapu Fini and see if I can't stall my opponent out of maybe a turn of Shadow Stitch or something like that. Since they're going to have to retreat and attach to the Greninja, I'll bring that up and see what I can do. Now, they are escalating a little bit. They do have a Greninja Break and a Greninja in hand, but hopefully without that Starmie, they hesitate to get their energy flow going. That would be fantastic. I mean, I have no idea what they're sitting on over there in their hand. They retreat. Do they have the energy? I have to imagine they do, putting the Greninja Break up in the active position like that. And then they probably just have to Shadow Stitch. Yeah, they do not actually have it. So they don't have like the Water Shriekins or anything. They don't actually appear to have a supporter card either. So I could definitely come back here because my opponent's damage output is pretty bad. So I think I want to just Guzma up the Fini again and just continue to kind of chip away at my opponent. I think I will put the Floatstone on my Decidueye, and then, yes, let's just Guzma that thing up, and I'm fine just retreating, and we're just going to do this again. I mean, my Latios only has one more hit left in it, but that's fine. If my opponent does not have the energy to retreat this thing, I'm in a great scenario. If they do have the energy to retreat this thing, I could just go and knock out that Greninja Break, then Hollow Hunt for a couple Guzmas back and continue to kind of just chip away at my opponent. I think I like actually sniping the Froakie there to try and escalate things on as far as my prize take goes. I only need to take 3 more knockouts. So if I can trap this Fini up here, I could just damage the Froakie on the bench and then come in with a big Razor Leaf and eventually take all the prizes I need in one turn. And then also, if I can stick this Fini up here without being able to retreat, I just double Feather Arrow and then can really take care of business. Oh my gosh, we stuck it. This is insane. I'm going to trade a couple times. I think I just need a Choice Band and I win the game because I could double snipe, what, 90, 120? Yeah, that would be enough. So if I hit my last Field Blower, or not Field Blower, if I hit my last Choice Band, I do win the game. I think I'm going to trade that Grass Energy away there. See what I get. I got it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Just like, oh no, I don't, because I have the Floatstone is on that thing. Oh, I have to wait one more turn. That's fine though. I forgot that the Floatstone was there. Oh no, that's okay though. We can be patient. I don't think that there's any way that I lose this game now, especially since I'm going to double Feather Arrow and knock out that Froakie. If I were to hit a Field Blower now, then I would win the game. But we are going to take that one there. And then, I mean, my opponent can maybe... Max Potion or Acerola or something, but I just doubt that they have that available to them. I think I should just be able to run away with this one. So let's just trade away as well. Let's trade the Rescue Stretcher, see if we just happen to hit Field Blower and can end it right here. We do not, but I do have Max Potion, which is really good for my Latios. So I think I actually am going to just Max Potion the Latios and then just hit again. And then I think that that's probably just the most reasonable play. I mean, I could just hit this thing for 90. That's fine, actually. Let's just do that. Let's just retreat. And then I think we just do the damage while the damage is here. And I probably Max Potion the Latios so that my opponent can't snipe that thing to knock it out, since the Latios is putting in a lot of work. And then let's just Razor Leaf. Put a lot of pressure on my opponent. Now they are just one snipe away from losing the game. One breakthrough with Latios, and I've got this thing sealed up. They couldn't retreat their Tapu Fini last turn. I doubt that they have the cards that they need to retreat it this turn, and if they can't, then we're about to 6-0 this Greninja, which is awesome because I just did not consider this a super great matchup. But you can see how stalling the Fini in the active position, knocking out the Starmie, took away some of my opponent's options. Having to retreat something with this deck is so rough, and as you can see, they went ahead and threw in the towel. They couldn't do it. Stalling out your opponent with these kind of decks is a valid option. I mean, even if you can like Rockruff can do some crazy stuff. If you can just corner a Starmie or something like that, Starmie could get stuck. Actually, corner Rockruff can stick a lot of different things, especially Garbodor too. If you are losing to a Garbodor deck, you can always go in with the corner Rockruff. And if you have nothing else in play, they actually cannot Guzma their Garbodor out of the active position because they need a target on your bench. And if you just have left nothing else on the bench, odds are you'll be able to just deck out your opponent there. So I'll go ahead and show off my list. I'm not going to lie, I kind of just tossed this thing together real quick, but it seemed to work okay. It's very similar to kind of my old Decidueye list. I actually don't have a boost energy in here right now, which I would probably want to include one copy of Super Boost Energy, but I actually don't even have any copies of Cynthia in here right now. That's how outdated this list is, but I do think that the deck could have a shot. It could have some potential just with the way that the metagame is headed right now. Latios is really good against those fighting Pokemon. I mean, really good against Psychic Weak Pokemon too, so it's a cool option to have as well. Anyways, thank you all for watching the video. Make sure to like the video, sub to the channel. Peace. Have a good night. Have a good day. I'm tired. Y'all take it easy, okay?